Action is on at the first final table of Split B of the WSOP Series here at the South Plains Social Club. We've got 9 of Farwell's finest poker players fighting for WSOP points in the first tournament of this second half of our series. 1 of Farwell's finest poker players is going to be sent to the WSOP Main Event this summer in 2025 with their buy-in and travel fees. All you have to do is play on Wednesdays and Friday nights, earn yourself points by reaching the final table, and be in the top 9 at the end of 29 tournaments. And you'll be entered into our satellite this June for a shot at that WSOP seat. Looks like Painter's coming along. Earl's going to check in the big blind. Painter's got a mystery hand. 4, 7, ace, 2 diamonds out there. They check to the turn. A second 7 out there now. Painter checks. And the bet will take it down for Earl. This hand will be getting started with 8,000, 16,000, 16,000. Ace King suited for Aaron. Makes it 40,000 to go. Nothing gonna come for the big slick. Teased with a couple of clubs on the flop. Just under 15 minutes before we do go on our final player break. It'll be a 15-minute break before we're back with non-stop action till there is one remaining here at South Plains Poker. Aaron, Queen 8 suited in the hearts. Ace King for Earl this time. He's going to make it 50,000 to go. Looks like JJ's all in. Of course, a quick call from the Big Slick. JJ at risk here. He's going to need a jack or a 5. Or 7. None to come. Great game from JJ tonight. Earned himself 1 point in the first tournament of our WSOP Series Split B. Jack on the flop for Painter. And an ace on the turn. The 4 of spades isn't going to change anything. Painter is going to find a big double up. Ace Jack out flopping Ace Queen. Chewy did fold a Jack. Jack 10 would have flopped 2 pair.
Oh, he would have?
He would have turned.
Bigger 2 pair though.
Yep, sure would have. A hand destined to play itself. This time it's Jack 10 for Aaron. Going 3 ways to a flop. It's going to be Aaron, Kirby, and Painter. King, Queen, King on the flop. 2 pair for Painter. It is the turn in which he will bet 50,000 and take it down, however. Painter on a little bit of a run now. Button is on Aaron. Making Chewy our big blind and John George first to act. 6 minutes until that final player break. Looks like Painter's going to make the call. All in from Kirby. He's got ladies. It looks almost like Chewy makes the call here with 7 deuce. Painter sticking around. He's got one of the queens. Now it's Chewy's 7 deuce on the side up against Painter's queen 9. Flop is 6, Jack 3, Rainbow. They check to the turn. 9 on the turn does not change much. Painter's got himself a pair, but the pair for Painter's not going to be good. He needs to catch a third 9 here. And the 10 on the river. Luckily, he will have Kirby covered by a little bit. He is just going to have a little dent in that stack he's been building these last few hands. Lots of chips out on the table tonight. Big tournament. Great turnout for the first of this second half of our WSOP series. $1,500 prize pool. All in from Kirby this time. He's got King Queen. And he's not going to find any action. King Queen's going to take it down pre-flop. Sounds like a raise up to 32 from OJ with the ace jack. Looks like a call from John George and DJ Ricky sticking around as well. King Queen for John George, ace 7 for DJ Ricky. 3 ways to the flop. 3, 4, 9, all hearts. A bet of 40,000 from OJ. He's got that ace of hearts. It's John George that calls with the king of hearts, but he catches a queen. As long as no heart, no ace comes here, John George is going to be taking down a big pot. Jack. The jack of hearts. Uh-oh, now John George betting with the worst flush. He bets 40,000. Up to 100,000 now from OJ with the nut flush. A lot of trouble for John here with the second nuts. He makes the call. He'll get shown the bad news. I believe this will be our last hand before break. We'll be back after this hand in 15 minutes. Looks like it folds all the way to Kirby, who's going to make the call from the high jack with 10-9 offsuit. And it's all in from John George. He's got King 10 offsuit. DJ Ricky's out of the way. Painter folds his suited king. And Kirby gets out of the way as well. With that hand finished, we will be on break for the next 15 minutes. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with the poker action.
Sure. So we got 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm bringing you 80 right now to throw those off.
What do you think that nut flush over second nut flush?
80?
Yeah, he put the 5 back. He put the 5. He needs to pull the 5 out.
This is 20, 40, 60,
check the flop, do some of the turn, pair the board. I bet he checked. I bet, and then hey, full team up on a Wednesday night.
Not primer did hot.
No, I did. I went up to
Leonard.
Oh, you got to beat yourself.
But,
300,000. Huh? Up, man.
sometimes we don't have a game anyway. Sometimes, yeah. Not enough. Not when they want it.
Then you take $220 off. $20 off the beach.
Well, I don't blame them. They have the money, because you gotta hurt money.
It hurts. I get that prestige. Double, really.
Oh, no, going forward, you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Them two, iron.
Yeah.
He's great. I waited for a while anyway. Somebody else doing it.
So are you retired?
No, sir.
No.
No, I still got a little while. It's getting closer.
Getting closer?
Yes, sir. If we can get everything through where they don't tax everything, and then they get my wife gets the windfall, it got a little real close.
Yeah.
My sister, they're doing that deal now. He went ahead and drawn his Social Security, and she's doing that. Gonna see what that windfall does, and if it does, so she'll get, even though she's got teacher retirement, she'll get half. You'll get the same. So your wife's fixing to get a raise.
Not very busy.
No, it'll be half of yours.
But they're not gonna
Half your
have
Social Security.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's half your Social Security, and if my sister and them are doing it, they should go back, and then on your wife, they should go back and pay her back from whenever that came in. So she should probably get a check from back.
When did it come in?
Biden did it. So fuck him.
Oh, Biden did. Oh,
So hell, it was.
What do you do?
So what it is? So teachers like his wife, my wife, they can't. Well, no, and a state employee, anybody that wasn't drawing half. So what happens is normally, like your wife can draw half of yours or part of yours, depending on what.
Yeah.
My wife and his wife can't. They're stuck in the teacher or in a state type fund. Well, now they kicked that out, so now she can draw half of his, and so they'll get a raise. So hell, if he's drawing 2,000, she'll get a $1,000 check.
When is that going to?
It already has gone. They're just doing the figure and trying to go back and get everybody. My sister did it. If it works out right, hell, my brother-in-law, was working 5 days a week. He went down to working 2 or 3, and he's gonna get a $1,000 raise out of the deal when it's all said and done. So it's just like shit.
And they're not going taxes anymore on Social Security.
Well, it's already passed the House. I don't know if it has to go to the Senate or not, but it's gonna pass. And if it hits the president's desk, he's gonna sign something, bitch. I promise. And they're not gonna tax it, so that's gonna help you. I mean, when that happens right there, that changed my whole deal.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, not having to pay tax on it, and plus my wife will get like $1,200 more. Shit, that makes huge difference. When if you don't got no bills and you're living, I mean, you get dumped $1,000, $1,200 a month, no taxes on it on there, both of them. Shit, it's huge. So I already told my boss, get ready, big boy. About a year from now, I'm gonna see your ass later. And don't be.
I'm so fucking glad I got out.
And don't be pushing my ass very hard between now and then either, because I might go quicker.
What are you looking at?
I worked at Cargill for 49 years.
Are you looking at this guy?
Oh yeah, I will do it. I got out of there in 2015.
You see that bridge that they're building?
Oh yeah.
When did you get out, Joe J?
2010, I think it was.
10. I went there in 11. Yeah, 1 year right after you got out.
Everybody tells me it's very hard work, but very good pay if you're willing to do the hard work. Is that pretty much what you guys would say about it?
It's a wear and tear on your body, let me tell you.
Yeah, a lot of damage to your body, very hard work, but if you're willing to do it, the money's good.
The money's good.
That's what everyone tells me.
The day you walk in there right now, it's 23.30, 23.40.
Minimum.
I mean, you work 40 hours, it's $1,000 a week.
Yeah, I was working over there in Hereford, running a gas station over there, and the guys that worked at all those places, Cargill, what are the other two that were over at Cavaness? They would look like they were making pretty good money, but they all said it's you gotta be willing to put in some serious work.
I guarantee it's hard work, and then now they crank the chain up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so much rolling. Hell, there's running. Hell, OJ, there's running the other day. I was in Fab, and I had to go through and do safety deal and everything in there. They're running 390. Yeah, Fab said running 390. Shit, they didn't have time to wipe their ass. They couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No damn way.
Unless I had to, I don't think I could do that.
And that was the thing, was going through looking for safety.
That's right.
Problems.
Hard work.
And it's like,
I was lucky. I got
you can't get on to them.
I was a manager.
They're grabbing one, trying to grab
Yeah,
you.
they're
Stressful, yeah, stressful, but not like
physical.
breaking you down.
Yeah. Them chuck boners. Them chuck boners are just.
I got offered once when I was younger. I got offered to do some over summer farm work where it was like 2 months. You get like 60,000.
When I went there, see, they were running like 290.
16 hours a day
Now
for
they're running
7 days a week.
Changing water and all that kind of.
Originally, I signed up and then I thought about it and I was like, I just don't. I don't think I have that in me. That's not a strength of mine. I need time. I need some break. I need to relax a little bit every once in a while.
I guarantee you, like I said, I started there when I was 17.
Bless you.
Sounds like one of those good opportunities where it's like, if you're really willing to do it, you can make something. You can get your family a house. You can get the car you want. You can get that kind of stuff, but you got to be really willing to do it.
Well, you take a husband and wife team, go out there, you're making 100, 110 a year.
Yeah.
And at 22, 25 years old, making $100,000 a year with 20, I mean, that's.
Knock it out in
That's
10
big
years.
money.
There, you guys save your money properly. Do it for 10 years.
And if you're smart, you get the 401k, you get everything.
Yeah. Getting the company match and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you're not getting the company match, you're done.
Yep. Put as much as you can towards that. I've always done that at any job I've been at. Done the max company match on anything they offered for me.
Painter and Ricky.
Painter, Ricky, and Aaron, and then whatever that one.
Oh, Chewy.
Aaron's?
This is Chewy. That's Aaron. Yeah.
Tournament's getting started.
Let's get going, boys. There might be 2 tables of cash tonight. Jesus is waiting. We got 9 or 10 right there already, and we got a bunch of cash players on this table too. There might be 2 tables of cash tonight. sport, a lot of times it's like the puck went near the net, 10 guys were right there, slap, 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 slap,
40.
randomly ends up in the net.
40.
I said 45.
Or 40 over. Oh, then over here.
But I think that's what gets me.
Really, John?
Man, it's pretty good.
All right. It's probably.
I see. Pocket.
Plenty of action for our first hand back. Ace, 8 of diamonds up against the pocket 10s. One card left. No. Ace. Great game from Aaron tonight. He earned himself a point in the first tournament of our second split. But John's pocket 10s will hold.
Hey, you better come back and get your damn money.
Aaron.
Where do you lose all? Oh,
No,
it's,
it's
Better
your
get you.
chick.
you still might want those.
Yeah, go in. Go get him. All right, so we got to go.
How many people passed in Target?
2015.
That was one of the annoying parts about working in Hereford was you wouldn't get an employee. An employee wouldn't
Ace 10 for Kirby.
unless they weren't willing to work at Cavaness or Cargill or somewhere, and so you got like the dregs. It's like if they were willing to work really hard, they would just work at Cavaness or Cargill. So the only people you got are people that weren't willing to do that. It made it like a hiring spot over
You
there.
go to the unemployment line, he goes, "Why are you here looking for a job?" My mother.
No action for the Ace 10. Earl take it down pre-flop.
I saw that all the time. It's like people, whenever I looked at resumes when I was hiring, you would see like 1 month at Cargill or 1 month at Cavaness or whatever, and you knew what that meant. It's like to say they weren't willing to go.
You have some guys that don't even make it through the orientation.
It's a 2-day orientation, day and a half. They're like, screw this, I'm out.
Yeah, you knew what it meant when you saw that on their resume of 3 days or whatever.
Small blind, big blind.
2020?
Yes, sir.
Although you could get some good ones. A lot of times, what I would end up, people that would end up working at my store were like wives of people that worked at Cargill or of Cavaness or one of those places. There's a third one. I can't remember what it is. There's a third one that's like that that's over there.
It's crazy.
It's been a lot worse recently. I've said that a lot. It's like I was never one that was like this younger generation can't do it, but the Gen Z, Gen Alpha is really tough. Whenever I hire one of those people, you cannot get them off their phone for any reason. I'm a really lenient boss too, and I still couldn't get like.
I used to work
Gonna go to OJ on the flop with the bet of 20,000.
spray foam.
Oh, yeah.
And so he'd be calling me. He'd call me all the time. And he goes, "Dad, why don't you answer your desk?" I said, "My phone's in the truck."
I'm working.
I don't let the guys get on their phone.
I'm doing stuff.
Take a big hand, I'm going.
So, Josh,
She's 40 going.
I would often, and like I'm pretty lenient because like I recognize that I was running a gas station. The job didn't pay a lot of money. It wasn't like a premium job, and so I would say, I don't expect the world of you guys. Just like do me a favor, take care of the customers. Like if the cups run out, take care of that. If somebody spills something, go take care of it. And I would still come in on my days off, and they would just be behind the counter on their phone, and there'd be a mess on the ground, and there'd be no cups, and there'd be like I only asked you to do like 3 things. Just do the 3 things I asked you to do, and then you can still on your phone. I don't even care. Just do the 3 things. They really struggle with that.
Gut shot there for Chewy on the flop. Second 5 does not bring him there. Does bring in the flush draw for Earl. Earl's gonna bet 30,000. And Chewy wants no part of it. Fold on the turn. Great hand from Earl there. Good aggression. Earned himself a pot.
I'm really happy with Christian's change to get rid of the greens at the beginning.
the greens they're a dealer nightmare.
So annoying. And people do the thing like you were talking about. Somebody bets like 375, and you gotta make a really annoying change.
Yeah, 18, 25.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the heck? Dang it.
An all in from Chewy with Queen 9 offsuit.
65 total to go.
45 more.
Looks like a call from John George with the 8-6. A call from Earl with the A7. And a call from Kirby with King 10. We're going 4 ways to a flop. Massive pot brewing. 250 in the middle.
Double down. So dynasty.
5, 4, 10, all hearts. King of hearts for Kirby. A check to the turn. King on the turn. Kirby takes the lead. Kirby is now all in. Chewy needs a jack on the river. And it's a heart for Kirby. The second nut flush. Great game from Chewy tonight. Also earned himself a point. We are starting to narrow down to 6 players. Top 3 will receive extra points. 2 points to third, 3 points to second, and 5 points to first on top of the cash prize pool, which I believe is over $1,500 tonight.
Especially if there's a chance you get outdrawn if you don't bet.
All in from John George, ace queen. If he were to find a caller, it could be trouble, but looks like 10 deuce is going to hit the muck. Let John get away with it again.
Yeah, but I didn't play right. I gambled in the spot there. Probably should have waited until I had an open-ended straight draw on one board and a nut flush draw on the bottom. And I called like $100, getting 3 to 1.
Exhilarating gameplay, indeed. Earl is going to let it go. But OJ sticks around with King 10. Pocket 6s
Yeah, sometimes I
for Kirby. DJ Ricky made the call. So does Painter. Looks like a bet of 20 from 25 from OJ. Call from DJ Ricky. Caught an 8. Behind to the king of OJ. An ace on the turn will be scary for both of them. See if anybody takes a stab at it. Check from DJ Ricky. And a check from OJ as well. Deuce does not change anything. OJ's king still good. Check from DJ Ricky. And a check from OJ. We got a big cash game going on right now. Plenty of action. Plenty of players. And I'm sure still a few at our tournament table who will indulge in some cash poker later tonight.
I do 3 cats. And my shirt is almost certainly covered in hair. Whether it's cat or dog. 3
It's just going to be a walk for Earl. Not sure if he's the happiest to see that with the King Jack offsuit. Maybe looking to get a little more value. But you can't beat keeping your big blind and your ante. 40,000 between the big blind and the big blind ante. Starting each hand with 50,000 chips in the middle. Earl with the suited queen. Gonna make the call. OJ with ace-9. Just gonna raise it up to 70,000 total. Quick call from the suited queen. We're going heads up to a flop. King, 4, 8, 2 hearts. Ace of hearts for OJ. They check to the turn. No heart on the turn. The 7 of diamonds. Looks like they check to the river with the Queen of Spades, Earl. Last card, Charlie. They check it down, but Earl is good with his queen. Two minutes remaining at 10,000, 20,000. Ace 3 of diamonds for John George. It's going to be a min raise up to 40. All in from DJ Ricky. He's got Big Slick. Suited dinner for 2 for Earl. He likes it, but not that much. OJ's cards never even hit the scanner. Kirby also has diamonds. Jack 9 of diamonds. It's a quick call from the Ace 3 suited. Heads up, nothing left to do but race. John George looking for diamonds, but it is DJ Ricky who's at risk and finds an ace and a king on the flop. DJ Ricky gonna get a big double up to 350,000 chips off of the Big Slick. What a flop for Ace King. Looks like we got a big raise from Earl here in the cutoff. Pocket threes. We will have one final hand at 10,000, 20,000, 20,000. John's gonna save DJ Ricky 20,000 chips. Seven deuce for Painter. John George, Queen 3 suited in the clubs, in the small blind. He's gonna limp. Jack 6 suited in the clubs for DJ Ricky. Blind battle. 2 clubs on the flop. 5, 5, 7. Six of diamonds on the turn. Now we see some action. 40,000 from John George. And a quick call from DJ Ricky looking for a club. Looks like OJ is in our hand as well. No club to come, but the 6. Currently in the lead for DJ Ricky. John George is betting. Looks like 110,000. And the bet will take it down on the river. Great bet from John George. He needed a little help there. Didn't catch any pairs. Chasing that 5th club that never comes. King 10 for Earl under the gun. Decides he's going to want to see a flop. He's going to make the call to 30,000. Painter sticks around as well in the big blind. No wonder. Jack, Jack, King, 2 clubs on the flop. 2 pair for Earl's King. Checks it over. Earl makes it 40 to go. And Painter is not looking to continue. Earl's 2 pair is going to take it down on the flop. OJ is going to stick around with a mystery hand. John George with King Jack of diamonds. Looks like just a call. Painter sticks around in the small blind and Queen 6 suited for Earl in the big blind. Earl's going to flop 2 pair. OJ we now see he's got pocket 3s. All sorts of action here. Looks like a bet of 60,000. All in for 60,000 from Painter. A quick call from Earl. Painter needs a heart, and he's not going to find one. 2 pair is going to hold for Earl. Great game from Painter tonight. He'll be eliminated in 6th place. He will also, of course, earn one of our WSOP points. With 5 remaining, we have reached the bubble. 4th place is going to earn $150, I believe. 150 locked up to anybody who can survive the next big all-in here in South Plains. Ace Queen for John George. It's going to be that min raise just like last time. Looks like OJ in the big blind is going to stick around. Heads up to a flop. Ace, 6, 10, 2 hearts. OJ checks it over, and the bet from John George will do it. Flop top pair, second kicker. Seems like the table is working out a payout for the bubble. All in from DJ Ricky. Ace 6 suited in the hearts. King 9 suited in the clubs for Earl. Suited king, not enough for Earl to find the call. Ace Jack for OJ. A much harder fold. And a fold from the Ace Jack. Kirby has nothing to hold on to. DJ Ricky is going to get away with it. Big pickup there. Not in the blind, so he's going to earn the whole pot. Ace 10 for DJ Ricky under the gun. Just a call. It's going to be a raise from Kirby, who's got Ace Queen. Up to 90,000. John George gets out the way. And it looks like Ace 10 DJ Ricky is going to let it go. Didn't struggle too much with that laid out. This time it'll be Earl, first to act. Look down at 7-8 offsuit. Not a fan. All in from John George with Ace King of Clubs and nothing for Ricky to hold on to. No decision to be made. 9-8 offsuit hits the muck. Lots of baby cards around the table. It looks like a walk. Too many baby cards around the table. Ace Queen for Kirby under the gun. See what he opts to do. Looks like a min raise up to 60. And no action. 10 deuce for the big blind. Somehow slightly worse than 10-3 suited last hand for him. All in from DJ Ricky with the ace 5 of hearts. And no one is going to find the call. Ricky's going to take down the blinds another time. Most of his stack, it seems, has been from stealing those blinds. This time he's got ace 4, not suited, doesn't even think about calling. Pocket 5s, though, for Earl. He'll probably want to see a flop. And the raise, no one to call once more. Seems that everybody's kind of settled in, looking for their monster. We were close to some bloodshed there last time that Ricky shoved all in with that ace 6 of hearts up against the ace jack, but no action to come. King 10 this time for Earl. Just gonna make the call. OJ sticks around. Kirby sticks around. And it's all in from John George with the ladies. Ace 6 offsuit for DJ Ricky in the big blind. He, Earl, and OJ will get away from it quickly. Now Kirby with ace 8. Not going to make the call either. $150,000 chips for him that hand. And we are up to 20, 40, 40. Price of poker goes up once more. Oh, Kirby's found rockets. See how much he looks to put out there. Looks to be about 100,000. And no action for Kirby either. Not so shiny this time. 10-4 offsuit for Kirby. All in from DJ Ricky with the pocket eights. Looks like ace 5. Earl might be thinking about making the call here. There it is. OJ out of the way. DJ Ricky's pocket eights up against the ace 5 of Earl. DJ Ricky at risk. A little bit of a scary run out there for DJ Ricky, but an 8 on the river means that he will get a big double up off Earl. Raise to 80,000 from John George. Now it's pocket eights for Earl. Up against the ace queen. All in from the pocket eights. Kirby gets out of the way now. John George in a bit of a predicament. Ace Queen, an incredible starting hand in poker, but a pair is currently in the lead. A lot for Ace Queen to catch, and if the computer's right, it would not cost John George everything. And John George lets him have the 80,000. Puts down the ace queen. Big move there for Earl. Nice pickup. 180,000 chips. Not in the top 6, but not too shabby. Pocket 3s for DJ Ricky. Kirby sticking around, as is John George with one of DJ Ricky's 3s. They check to the turn. Which is the 10 of diamonds. 2 diamonds out there now. It's a bet of 40 from Kirby. And no action for him. His 2 pair, 8s and 10s, will be good. 2 pair, 3s and 10s for DJ Ricky. One of those 3s in John George's holdings. Not able to find the final 3 out there on that flop. All in from OJ. Queen 10 for OJ, Queen Jack for John George. If John George were able to make the call here, it would be sick. No call from John George or the King 9 for DJ Ricky. They'll let OJ get away with it.
Some very responsible poker being played in this room right now.
Some of Farwell's finest poker players, indeed. It's a call from Kirby with the Jack 8. 9-8 suited. Not quite deuce 7. Not a bad hand at all. King, Queen for Kirby, a little bit better than 8-9.
You want to push fate for 4 minutes?
Looks like a min raise up to 80.
Yeah.
And no action.
Really? I had a pair.
The problem is you're in like second. At that point you were in like second and I was in first, but if I lose that pot I'm like in last. Puts me in like an awful position. It's a good show. I like that show with a lot of hands actually. Puts a lot of pressure on me.
Maybe my big blind.
A raise to 100,000 from OJ. He's got a mystery hand. Ace 9 for Kirby on the call, though. Flop 5, 6, 7, 2 spades. That's an all in from OJ. Gut shot for Kirby. 2 overs. Hard to make the call here. But we also can't know what OJ has. The ace-9 offsuit could be drawing very live. Jack-10 for OJ. Indeed, not only is it drawing live, it's in the lead. A bit of a move here from OJ. He makes the call, an incredible call from Kirby. In a jack on the river, OJ wins a massive pot, 560,000 chips.
I had you to the last one there, OJ. Huh? Hello, call, you said, what is that? Well, I mean, 500, I mean,
Oh, boy, nice in that hamper. Supposed to be like 800 out there. You gotta always call
you
you.
gotta go for the
You got ace high and got shot? I don't blame you, though.
20, 40, 40, good luck, everybody. It'll be 40,000 play. It's gonna be all that. Can you put the nail in the coffin?
All in for DJ Ricky. He's got 9-8 of clubs. And it's going to be a walk.
Don't want to give away the secrets. Classic.
Ace Queen of clubs for Kirby. He is all in. And no takers. Ace Queen of clubs is going to be good. Time draws near once more for the blinds to go up. 1 second. Believe we're playing one more at 20, 40, 40.
200,000 every time it goes around. You gotta hit it. It's gonna be 40,000 play. Well, let's try here. Ripping the sticker. 80,000 now. There's
80,000 from John George. A call from Earl. Ace-5 for Earl. Currently in the lead over the 10-7 from John George. And a 5 on the flop for Earl. It's all in with the paired 5. And John's going to put it down. Great move there from Earl. Good call pre-flop. One of those hands you don't particularly want to see the turn in the river with ace-5 for middle pair. And a walk for OJ. Queen Jack offsuit in the big blind. Looked like he was gearing up for a bit of a special. Call from OJ, a call from Kirby, and all in from John George with pocket tens in the big blind. Ace 9 for Kirby. He's been here before. Slightly larger bet this time. He says, let's do it. Makes the call. Looking to catch an ace and only an ace as of right now. Pocket tens in the lead for John George. Kirby at risk. Queen 5-3 all spades. 4 of spades and a flush for John George's tens will seal the deal. We'll make sure here. I believe John George had Kirby covered. Great game from Kirby tonight. Congratulations on 5th place.
So this is your pocket right here. I'm just gonna. So you're gonna try to.
DJ Ricky with the King 10, not even going to have a choice. They're going to walk it to him in the big blind. OJ under the gun this time. It's an all-in from DJ Ricky with the baby ace. And Earl's got little to nothing to hold on to. 9 deuce of diamonds. And it is a fold. Another hand there from DJ Ricky. This time he is in the blinds, in the small blind. If you're looking for some cash poker action, a second table is starting up here in Farwell, Texas, the South Plains Social Club. All in from DJ Ricky again. Queen Jack of diamonds. King 10 for Earl. He's quick to call. Or quick to shove all in behind. Looks like Earl is just barely covered by the Queen Jack, but King 10 is in the lead at the moment. Just barely. Ace, 3-3, 2 diamonds. Jack. DJ Ricky has the world, and a third diamond seals the deal. They're going to have to count it out here, but it looks like we may have gone from 5 to 3 players in just 2 hands. Seems to be a little bit behind there for Earl. Maybe 100,000 for an Earl. He's gonna be looking for a place to find a move here, you know, make some chips. King 10, just about as good as it gets. Jack 9 for John George. It is gonna be a call. King 10 up against the Jack 9. Earl's King 10 is at risk, but in the lead going into the flop. Deuce 8-4 rainbow. Ace on the turn. And the river. A 5 of clubs. King 10 holds for Earl. Gonna get a nice double up. Keep him in things just a little bit longer. A call from John George. And DJ Ricky's going to check the big blind. 10-8 offsuit up against Jack 4 offsuit. King 7-5 rainbow. A bet of 75,000 from DJ Ricky is going to be enough to induce the fold from John George. A little bit of a move from DJ Ricky, but he was ahead. No way for him to know. It's going to be a walk over to Earl. Had the 7 deuce. All 4 players remaining have earned a place in the money tonight. But only the top 3 will earn extra WSOP points to start off the second half of this series. So the bubble burst just a few hands ago, but we find ourselves on another bubble of sorts. All in for Earl with the pocket tens. And OJ wants no part. Earl. Stack starting to grow. 3 minutes remaining at 30, 60, 60. Next blinds will be 40,000, 80,000, 80,000. With structure prepared, if necessary, to go all the way up to 100, 2,000, 2,000. 100,000, 200,000, 200,000. Something along those lines. Whatever it is, it's bigger than what we currently have. But we are very quickly working our way up to the nosebleed stakes, some of the highest blinds we've ever seen on the South Plains Poker Show. Ace 7 offsuit for Earl. Gets away from it. Move from John George with the Jack 7 suited in the clubs, Jack 5 offsuit for DJ Ricky. Doesn't look so hot. He's going to let it go. And a walk to Earl. I think that's been a couple of walks in a row. Earl finds himself in front of nearly 500,000 in chips. DJ Ricky also quite the stack in front of him. John George gonna pick up the Cowboys. Mid raise up to 120. All in ace deuce suited for DJ Ricky. John George, it's music to his ears. Queen 10 for Earl. Get away from it. 10 deuce for OJ, certainly. No call. Cowboys for John George. It is going to be John George at risk, but one of the larger stacks at the table. King on the flop. There is nothing that can help DJ Ricky after the turn. Except for, I guess, a second ace, huh? No, it would be King's full. DJ Ricky drawing dead on the turn. A great hand for John George's stack. He's got an incredible amount of chips in front of him now. And now John George, a massive chip leader. And this hand will start off the first hand of 40,000, 80,000, 80,000. All in for 130 from DJ Ricky with the ace deuce again. And it's a call. Jack 7 suited for Earl. And all in from OJ with just the little he had behind. John George has got to see with these odds, especially with King 10. There's a good chance he's want to see a flop no matter what's going on before him. It just happens to be late tournament insanity here at South Plains. 10 on the flop for John George. He's going to take the lead. Looks like a bet of 80 from John George. Earl is going to get out of harm's way. Currently, John George staring down a double elimination if he can run out cleanly. And OJ, runners the straight. Now he's in for a very slim portion of that massive hand, but great game from DJ Ricky, eliminated in fourth. Earned himself $150. Great showing for the first tournament of this second half of our series here. What a run out for OJ. Ace Queen for OJ. He says he's free rolling. In pocket threes for Earl, we've got a classic race of sorts. John George sitting happy with his massive stack of chips. Ace on the flop.
Okay, top three.
And no help, a great game from Earl tonight. Eliminated in third place. The top pair, second kicker for OJ. And suddenly, he's found himself right back in the tournament. Heads up against the chip leader, John George. Nail in the coffin indeed. John George on the button and in the small blind to start off our heads up action. Open fold to kick us off. Fun fact. I had just moved him to seat 5. I thought that was already kind of what was happening. Looks like a call. Ace 5. A little bit of heads up action. Looks like a little move pre-flop we missed from John George. Gonna take it down. All in from John George with the 10-9. 8-5 is not enough to make the call. Some of the intricacies of heads-up play, especially late in these tournaments when the blinds are so high, stealing blinds is so important to your late game tournament strategy, especially playing heads up. Heads up, people are going to get a little stickier with their cards. Might find that you have to continue on the flop or even deeper into the hand to take the blinds down, but still an important part of these guys' game. And another all-in from John George. OJ, once again, holdings are just falling short of what he's looking for. 8-3 offsuit not making the cut. This time John George with the weak holdings. And he'll get the option to open fold. Wow. And aces for OJ. What are the odds of that? So sick. A call this time and a check. John George with the Jack-8 of clubs. Queen-7 offsuit for OJ. 2 clubs and a jack. John George flops the world. They check to the river. And it runs out clean for John George. They check it down. And the lead is extended for John George. As they were talking about just a second ago, it just takes one big hand for this whole event to be turned upside down here in heads-up play. Could be another up and fold here from John George. He does. It's been some great poker from our guys around the final table tonight. Guys remaining and the guys past. OJ finds another dud. 9 deuce. somehow in the lead in the big blind for Jean George. All in from John George. And a fold from OJ with the king rag. OJ's playing very patiently, looking to find just the right hand, but the clock is ticking. Starting to feel a little short, even with 250,000 chips in front of him. Call and a check from John George, who's just slightly in the lead with 10-5 offsuit. King, Queen, 7, Rainbow. OJ takes the lead. Looks like a bet of 80,000. And a quick call from OJ. This is likely to slow John George down a bit, especially without improving on that turn. It is a check from John George and a check from OJ. 9 of clubs changes nothing on the river. A check from John George. And OJ checks it back to him. His 7 will be good for 250,000 chips. And just like that, we're 15 minutes back in time. Back at 1.5 for John George and 500,000 in chips for OJ. Ace-9 for John George. Looks like he's just going to lay it down. May have been an off-camera shove from OJ. The way OJ's been playing, if he were to have made a move like that, you have to assume he's got ace-9 dominated. 10 deuce, likely not to receive a call. Queen 6 of hearts will be good for John George to get him a little walk. And it's going to be another fold. 9-5 offsuit for John George. 9-6 offsuit for OJ. A call in the blind from OJ. Let's see what he's working with. Ace 6, not too shabby. Looks like check from the 5-4 offsuit. Going heads up. Deuce, 8, Jack, rainbow. The bet of 80,000 will induce the fold from John George. And blinds are up. To 50,000, 100,000, 100,000. Blinds become 3 minutes longer at these higher levels. Ace 3 for John. Sounds like an all-in. And 9-6, second hand in a row for OJ. He's going to make the fold. Not much for him to look down at this time either. Ace 5 for John George. Not a hand that he would be getting away from anytime soon. Good thing OJ didn't offer up any chips for him to take a swipe at. Not any more than he was required to, at least. Sounds like an all-in from John George. A Jack 7 and the Jack 4 folds. How rough it would be if OJ were to find the call that time. Left with the kicker problems. It looks like all in blind from OJ. I heard a let's do it from John George. You see the plaques fly into the middle. Have they looked at their cards yet? Queens for OJ. King 9 for John George, suited in the spades. Jack 8-4. No help for John George yet. And none to come. OJ wins the first run out. Gonna end up with 300,000 in chips. He will be in the small blind this hand, but soon to be back at that 200,000 big blind. See if they decide just to keep shoving all in blind, or if it's time to set back. Ace 3 suited. OJ is going to be all in here anyways, I believe. but John George is not going to make the call with the 7 deuce. Look how easy that 200,000 chips was for OJ. Very simple game when your opponent folds. Not much for John George to look down at. 8-5 offsuit's going to hit the muck. 7-4 offsuit. OJ takes a sigh of relief. He gets to keep his 200,000 chips that he had to put in the middle, even after looking down at 7-4 offsuit, which is a pretty nice deal. Four deuce suited in the clubs. Open fold for OJ. Now OJ. 200,000 in the middle. Looks like an all-in and a call. Pocket threes for OJ. It is a coin flip indeed. 48% for John George. 52% equity for the pocket threes for OJ. John George just needs any jack or 7. None to come. But 5 spades. It's going to be a chop for the two of them. What a run out. A game destined to continue. 4-10 deuce, king, queen of spades, all in a row. Make sure there's no bloodshed. It's like the bumpers at the bowling alley.
I have about 1.6. I'll take 7 if you take 5.
Great game from our final two players. It seems like John George is going to take first place points. And they're splitting it $700 to first. $500 to second. Thank you everybody for joining us for the first tournament of the second half of our WSOP series. We'll be back Friday to continue with the second tournament, playing all the way until early June. And we will, of course, be streaming the final table of our satellite to the World Series of Poker in 2025. Thank you for hopping along the journey as we get started with this second half. We'll see you Friday for tournament number 2.